What's going on, everyone? So there was a dog crying, and I was like, what is that? And I remembered it's my neighbor's dog crying. It's okay, by the way, it just cries sometimes. So today's video is not going to be popular. I already know it's not. Like, not that my videos are like, oh, so popular. But I mean, I feel like if there's like all these different topics to choose, no one's going to choose this one. But I feel like it has to be said, it has to be talked about. And today's video is about inequality in the world and how the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. Ooh wee. Here we go. It's going to start with this email that I got, which I get a lot of emails still about like petitions to sign because honestly, like, even though I'm in a totally like I'm in a different part of the world. I have a different mindset as to like what's going on in the world compared to most people here and otherwise. Um, I still get these petitions and I still sign them because I feel like this is the only way that I can make an impact from afar. Besides sending money to various organizations and stuff, which honestly I don't have that much money, so it's not something I can do. So I like to sign petitions. That's my way of being like, yeah, stick it to the man. Patriarchy, go fork yourself. So I got this email from someofus.org, as in SUM, someofus.org. And guys, like, you should just check this website out because it's got a lot of like real talk information going on here. Okay, so this is in regards to the FIFA 2022 World Cup um, thing, event. I know that it's like soccer is a really big deal for a lot of people, especially the World Cup. Like, it's like the world comes together, it's like the Olympics. Personally, I don't give a fork about this stuff. I don't like organized sports enough to like spend time on them. I recognize that it's, some people's, passions, and I respect that, but for me, I just don't care about it. I don't care. I don't care about competition. I honestly like I would like to have zero competition in my life. Um, some people say competition is good. Cool. That's your business. If it's good for you, it's good for you. I don't get anything out of being like the best at something because I know that there is no such thing as the best. Anyways, back to this email. It says more than 6,500 migrant workers have lost their lives constructing a 220 billion infrastructure for Qatar to host the 2022 World Cup. Okay, first of all, what the is going on here that 6,500 migrant workers have lost their lives? So first of all, you know that these migrant workers, they're not from Qatar, which I understand to be quite a rich country. I don't know where they're from, but they're probably from a country that's less well off than Qatar. FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino, who's running for re-election as FIFA's president next year, has been publicly supporting Qatar's claims that the deaths are normal, despite verified reports of widespread abuse and exploitation. FIFA's own human rights policy states it will, quote, provide remedy where individuals have been adversely affected by activities associated with FIFA. Let's hold FIFA accountable to that. So basically, they want people who receive this email to sign the petition to demand justice for these abused migrant workers. Um, I can't believe that I have to sign a forking petition for this, first of all. 4,500 people died to build this $220 billion structure, and that's normal? Like, are you forked? Like, what are you talking about? It's normal for people to die. That doesn't sound normal to me. It doesn't sound normal to me at all. So, human rights organizations, are demanding that Qatar and FIFA pay $440 million as a remedy fund for migrant workers, an amount matching the total prize money FIFA will pay to the teams playing in Qatar. I think that's fair. For context, FIFA is expected to make $7 billion in revenue from this World Cup, topping the $5.4 billion it made from the World Cup in Russia. I can't even like comprehend how much money this is, by the way. Like, I'm like $1,000. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Like, so like millions and billions, that's insane. So, um, oh, this is the paragraph before. When migrant workers flew to Qatar for this job, they were likely dreaming of a bright future for them and their families. But in reality, they were exploited by a recruitment agency and abused by their employers, living under inhumane conditions and working for long hours under, quote, punishing heat. Okay, this is like a worldwide problem, and I've seen this before where people think that they're going to a different country to make like some good money to send back to their family, and people are exploited and end up being abused. And like, this is stupid. It's just stupid. Like, these people have no money and they're giving up everything to go somewhere else to make money, and they're getting exploited for just for profit. And you know, this is, like I said, this isn't the first time I've heard of this. I was actually talking with my friend the other night, and she said that one of her friends works at a luxury hotel. I won't say where, it doesn't matter. And these girls from a poorer country come to be masseuses at this very high class hotel. And they have to go to the owner's room, I think every night or once a week or something. And if they refuse to go, they're sent home and fired. And they're not going in to just give nice traditional massages here, guys. Like, it's exploitation. I am just, stuff like this just drives me crazy. Like, it's just, why is it that people who have money think that people who don't have money's lives aren't worth anything? Like, even here in Cambodia, if someone kills someone like in a car crash, they just pay the person's family who died. Like, there's no like, oh, well, they're going to jail. Like, maybe if the person who died has a lot of money, then they can like pay to have the other person put in prison, but it's not like a common thing. It's more like common for the person who did the killing to just pay the other family off, and everybody just gets over it. In fact, this even happened to someone that I know closely. And I'm just shocked. Like, since when is money going to fix this kind of suffering? I mean, I guess that's what this petition is suggesting, is the money will, you know, that um, FIFA and Qatar can pay towards the victims of this, and that's supposed to fix it. Like, obviously it wouldn't. But also, these people are probably, as in like the families of the people who died, probably don't have a lot of money, so it would make a difference in their life. But since when is like money gonna fix it? Like, I don't understand. And you know, I'm reading this other book right now. I'm reading this book called Winners Take All. I think it's by Anand Giridharadas. Anyways, and it just talks about how like rich entrepreneurs just they think that, like, this is according to the book, and I haven't finished it, so I don't have all the answers. But so far it's basically saying that rich entrepreneurs from like Silicon Valley or wherever, they don't want to fix people's problems. Like, they think they are by doing like things that are like, quote, win-win. but they don't like to hear about win-lose, or like as in like they're winning but the people that they're serving are losing. So one example that I recently read in this book is somebody, this is so dumb by the way, somebody developed an app, and I can't remember what the app is called, or if I can, it doesn't matter, where somebody pays like $260 a year, and the app basically like regulates your paycheck so that if you're working like a gig job and you know that you need to make like $500 a week, if you make more than 500, it will take the excess and put it into an account, so that if you make less another week, it'll like balance your paycheck basically with the money that you've made. It's not giving extra money, and you have to pay for this. Um, what about the fact that people just aren't making enough money to live? Like, why is no one addressing this? It's just, with capitalism, people are so quick to say, like, oh, like they just have to try harder or whatever people are saying. And like, it's not working, guys. It's really not working, because there are people that are busting their ass day in and day out, and they are getting nowhere. Nowhere. They're barely surviving. And I've been this one of these people, to be honest with you. I have been in the situation with credit card debt where I was giving all of the money that I was making, which wasn't a lot, so that I could just afford to live. I wasn't getting to go traveling. I wasn't getting to have a pet. I wasn't able to do any of these things because I was in debt and I was locked in. And this is the story of so many people in the world that are just in debt, or just or aren't making enough money to survive. So they're just in this cycle of spend, save. And, all of a sudden, something breaks in your house and you have to fix that, and then it wipes out all your savings. Like, why is this happening? Like, this capitalism is a nightmare for most people. Most people cannot afford to keep this up, and they're locked in, and their life is a struggle, it's stress, it's not what life is about, but they have no other choice. Whereas other people are just sitting back while the cash rolls in, not worrying about other people or their struggles, because everything's all good for them. And this is basically what the book, Winners Take All, is talking about: is the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, and the rich are like, well, let's help these people with our capitalistic society with apps and like a bunch of crap. Like, how about we just level the playing field, and people who are really rich could just give some money to people who are poor? And, this whole thing about like not trusting people who don't have a lot of money to like make right decisions, maybe that's none of your business. Like, one thing that was really important in this place I worked at called Find, the Housing First Project, was just give them the housing first, as in like, you don't need them to be clean and sober. You don't need them to make all of these changes in their life and go through all these programs. Just give them a place to live. Give them the dignity that they deserve. And this is the same, I think, with like just money in general. Like, people are so worried about like what are they doing with the money? What, they're just going to do drugs and stuff. Mind your bit, you're just doing drugs. Like, people are so quick to judge other people for what they're doing or not doing. Quit it. Look at yourself. You're probably not making some good choices either, and here you are with your finger out. Oh, you're doing this. Like, I'm feeling really annoyed by this email, and I'm feeling really annoyed in general with this capitalistic society that is just built on the backs of the working class, that is very quickly disappearing, and it is turning into just the poor and the rich. Working class, they're just working away, paycheck to paycheck, can barely survive. doing all these extra gigs and part-time jobs, spending all of their waking hours working for someone else. And that's their life. That's their life, if you even value that, which if you're Qatar or the president of FIFA, you don't. So this is just a call, guys, to see that everyone's life is equal, no matter how much money you have, no matter where you're from or where you're not from. We're all worth the same. We're all the same. And to say any less is wrong. And I know that I'm not trying to discount people's struggles and say, like, oh, just we're all one, we're all in this together. I want to say that, but I know that it's just not true in this society, the way that things are built. Because if we were all in this together, why is it that some people are struggling and some people are dying and other people are just sitting back doing nothing? I don't know. So I definitely am not trying to discount people's struggles. I know that it's a thing. I don't want it to be a thing, but it is. And I feel powerless. I don't know what to do but sign this petition. And I don't have a lot of money to go and, send money to these um, teams or companies or NGOs or whatever to make a change. So here I am just signing petitions and doing my best. So I'll link the email that I got, or like I'll link the petition if you want to sign it. Um, and I guess it's just a call, guys, to recognize the value of other people. There are people in the world that you may think, oh, they're just scum. And maybe it's the rich. But they're not. They're people too. I don't know. Another story quickly before I go is I know someone who went to the hospital in Alberta, where I was living before I moved away from Canada, and she lives in an area that, like, there's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of alcoholism, drugs. Um, I hate to say this, but she also lives close to a reservation, an Aboriginal reservation. Um, and this place now has like a pretty bad rap for being unsafe. So, anyways, this person went to the hospital, and they thought that they had like burned their nose on a crack pipe, and they were so cold and mean to this person until they took two drug tests from two different parts in their body to verify that they were sober. And then all of a sudden they were a lot nicer to them. They were like, oh, sorry about that. That's racist, first of all. And this is happening like a month ago, 2022, in Canada, Western country. It's just, I don't know, hatred, racism, bigotry, discounting people's lives because they're seen as less than because they don't have money. And I'm just really tired of it. And I don't know what the answer is. One person can't change the world, especially not through a forking app or something like that. So I don't know. I guess I'm not really looking for answers either. I'm just trying to look to vent and just shed some light on this ridiculous email that I got, as in ridiculous that this is actually happening in the world. And I know it's happening. And sometimes this is why I get a little down, because it's hard to feel powerful in this world. And I know we can manifest the world that we want to see and all of these things, but sometimes it's really hard to not focus on this darkness in life. So I guess that's it. Have a good day. Sign the petition. And just be aware of what's going on around you. Bye.